Hi, how are you? Helen, hello.
Hi, Zdenek. Hi, Zdenek. So I'm okay. I'm okay. Everything's fine. Hi,
Great.
everyone. Hope you
We
are
also have
okay
to say
too.
hi to our viewers. Hopefully,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of them will show up today.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm saying hi to those who are not watching live.
yeah, I know what you mean. So, Helen, how did I ask you how you are or not yet?
Yeah, you did ask me.
Did I forget? Like 10 seconds later, I forgot that I'd asked you that. Wow, my my memory is getting better every single day.
Yeah, that's a better mantra than the one you had previously.
I was sarcastic though.
Nah, 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 nah.
I was being sarcastic. That's even better. It's a phrase. If you are being plus an adjective, it means it's happening right now. And it's like, because the thing is, you can say you are sarcastic. What's the difference between you are being sarcastic and you are sarcastic? That's actually a good thing to explain.
Shall I explain it now?
Yeah, go on.
When you say you are sarcastic, it's your personality trait. You are this way pretty much all the time. When you are
Yep.
being sarcastic, you have this trait just at the moment when you are saying the specific thing.
Yeah. Wow, wow, Helen. That's amazing. Amazing explanation. Who is your English teacher? This is incredible. Okay, Helen.
I learned that in the very first Dogme lesson I had with you.
Sorry?
I learned that in the very first Dogme lesson I had with you.
Really? Okay. And
Yeah.
what a contrast between your and my memory as well. Apparently you remember our very first lesson, which I don't remember what happened 10 seconds ago. So well done, Helen.
No, you see, my memory is filled with useless things, so it's not really something to be proud of.
Are you saying that Teachers Denek's YouTube channel is useless? Anyway,
Have I said that?
I'm joking. I'm joking. So, we don't know what we are going to talk about. This is a live English lesson with one of my students from the Achievers Chamber Discord group, which is a Discord group you can all join if you fancy um, being a member or being part of an English learning community of high level English learners, B2, C1, and we have at least one, I think maybe two C2 level learners there as well. And we have social events and lessons regularly there. So if you want to join, get in touch with me and we can make it happen. So, Helen, this is Max, also a member. Also a
Hi,
member.
Max.
Max is here. That's great. So, as always, we don't know what we're going to talk about because this is a dogma lesson. It's like an improvised conversation. You know what, Helen? Why don't you tell our viewers about the board games course that you have enrolled on? It's a bit of a sneaky advertisement that I'm going to do, but nobody got that, right? Nobody realizes that.
Well, that's a subject like any other one. So, what can I say about
Okay,
it?
let me just set the scene. Let me just set the scene a little bit. Yeah. So I have got a course, very unique course called Learn. Is it called Learn English through board games or just English through board games? One of those two, right? And I created this course 2 years ago. That was when I was teaching English through board games. I focus more on football these days. However, this course still exists. And there were enough people interested in me relaunching this course. So I made it happen. And at the moment, we are at the stage when we've just done session one. I believe we had a lesson on Sunday, right? And Helen is one of the participants. So, Helen, how was
Yeah.
it for you? How was it for you?
Uh, that was kind of fun. This one was pretty much to set basic vocabulary about games. Progressively, we will get more and more specific vocabulary to play more and more complex games, and that's a cool, motivating activities. It's a cool thing to play games, and the language comes naturally while playing. And games are repetitive by nature, so we tend to say things, similar things, using the same kind of vocabulary structure several times, multiple times, and then
Okay.
it stuck the mind. So
That
no,
sounds
yeah,
very
it's cool. It's cool.
that sounds very academic, Helen. But in terms of the fun factor, you told me that like there might have been a little bit of chaos as well, because obviously it's a new thing for a lot of people. So first of all, some people may have not used Discord for learning English before. So that's one thing, that we use Discord. The second thing is we use
Tabletop simulator, and I'm struggling a little. Tabletop
simulator. Yeah.
simulator. I'm struggling. I'm still struggling a bit with the controls, but it's getting better and better. So everyone can get used to it.
That's because for some reason you don't use a mouse. How can you not use a mouse, Helen?
How can you use a mouse with a laptop? I just don't get it.
Who uses a touchpad? Who uses a touchpad?
I use a touchpad, and when I can, I'm happy to use a track point. It's even better.
Oh.
But
I can't.
honestly, who wants to be typing with 10 fingers and then trying to grasp where is the mouse, where is the cursor, and then again where I have to place my hand on the keyboard, and then again every 10 seconds. This is just nightmare.
Okay.
Oh, and we can launch a poll. We can launch a poll. Are you using a laptop? And type 1 if you are pro mouse, or type 2 if you are pro trackpad.
Maybe I should design another course, how to use a computer and all the hardware. I think every normal human being, unless something terrible has happened to you, or you were born like that, has 2 hands. Do you have 2 hands, Helen?
Yeah, I have.
How many fingers do you have there?
10?
No,
10.
No, 11. 10. Look. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5 is 11. You have 11 fingers. Okay. Anyway.
That's why I may be experiencing some trouble.
Maybe this is why you're struggling, because you think that you have 10 fingers, while in reality you have 11. Yeah, you are like an octopus. You're like a human octopus. What a great
octopus is 8, not 11.
Okay. Anyway,
dodecahedrons will be 12 or something like that.
The point is, I use my right hand to operate the mouse. Yeah, there are only 3 buttons on the mouse: the left click, the right click, and then there's the wheel, the mouse wheel button, right? And then there is a keyboard in front of me, and I can type using both hands. Well, actually, you don't need to type so much, actually, when you play the game. What are you talking about? You just need your left hand for ASWD, for moving the camera a little bit. But that's all you need. You don't need to type so much, because during this course, we actually talk to each other via a voice chat, via Discord voice chat, But if you haven't used the mouse before, I mean, I understand why you're struggling a little bit.
Now, it's much easier to change the control, the SW, and use the number pad instead to move the camera, and then move the mouse with the trackpad, and you have everything in one place, and you don't have to wonder every 10 seconds, where is the mouse?
I understand.
No, I just don't get it. I'm not in team mouse.
But trackpad, it's like, isn't it like a little button, and then you have to kind of...
This is a track point. And I prefer it when I have the choice between a trackpad and a track point. But since on this computer I don't have a track point, I'm using what's a little bit less, a little bit worse, which is a trackpad. But it's way better than a mouse.
A little bit worse, right?
But a track point is the best. Once you get used to a track point, you cannot go for something else. It will still be the best for the rest of your life.
I beg to differ. Do you know this phrase, Helen? I beg to differ.
Yeah, I learned it from you, yeah?
You learned it from me. Oh my God. Do I always say the same things? I'm getting paranoid.
Because you beg to differ very often with this. So, it's the repetition thing.
So the question is, does it tell people something about me or you? Does it mean that I tend to be controversial and I don't like agreeing with people? Or does it mean that you say things or do things which are out of the ordinary, Helen? Which one is it? Or could it be both?
Definitely, it's both. They don't antagonize each other.
It's probably both.
And the good thing about it is repetition. And repetition is the key to learning. So
yeah. Okay, listen, guys. If you ever join any of my English courses, especially the one where we play games, I highly, highly recommend using a mouse or learning how to use a mouse. And if you have never used a mouse, I'm sure there are some courses online which teach you that.
I can teach you to do it without the mouse.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You could do that as well. Yeah. Anyway,
it's more eco-friendly for the planet. Not to buy useless stuff. And you just use a computer without any additional peripherals.
Honestly, I would still go for a mouse.
On my side, and you know it.
I still think that a mouse is better, but whatever floats your boat, Helen. Just going back to our original point, yeah, we are talking about my course, Learn English Through Board Games. And we use what's called Tabletop Simulator. It's something you can buy on Steam. Again, we're gonna argue with it here with Helen, because on numerous occasions we haven't been able to agree whether it's a game or a platform. I say it's a game, but Helen says it's a platform.
Man, I never said it's a platform. I said it's a sandbox game.
Okay, it's sandbox game. Well, again, I have a different.
It is called a sandbox. It's a kind of box, and you can play all a wide range of large variety. I'll never get this one right. Variety of games inside this sandbox. So the sandbox is the host for all kind of for multiple games.
Yeah, just to give you an idea. First of all, you can Google it. Of course, that's simple. As long as you don't stop watching this video, please don't do that. Of course, you can as well, but basically, imagine a virtual table. Yeah, a virtual table. It's all 3D. Yeah, and then people kind of sit at the table like we are not there physically, right? Of course, but virtually. And that there's our name there. So I'm sitting at the front, Helen is sitting on the right, someone is sitting on the left. Opposite me could be someone completely different, right? You pick a color and you sit at the table, and then you have got your hand, which is like your area where you have your cards. No one can see that. It's like a hidden area. And then there is a lot of space in the middle at the table. Yeah. Or on let's say on the table, I should say. So, and then you can load all kinds of games, board games. I'm talking about board games, yeah. So table games, and it's a fantastic thing. Like if you have never done it, if you like games, board games specifically, it's great. It's also great because a lot of people who play it tend to speak excellent English. Unlike other PC games, where you might play something like Counter-Strike or I don't know, League of Legends, and the people that you play with are often kids, little kids, or people who speak no English, because you don't need to speak English. With the board games, it's different because it's boring,
and especially with the refined selection Zdenek had made for us. These games that have been tasted and approved during many years of English teaching practice to be very effective to make students talk.
I've literally bought these games with my own money. Yeah. So wherever I worked at different places. Here in the Czech Republic for UJOP, which is like a school for foreigners that prepares students to study at Czech universities. So I've used board games there a lot. But I've also used them at summer camps in England, in Wembley. So I used to teach in Wembley. I think I've done it like 3 times in summer. And kids loved it. When I say kids, I mean, at least they're like 16, 17-year-olds. So not like little kids, right? Teenagers. I've played it with teenagers, let's say. And then I've also used my games a lot in Speak Up London or at Speak Up London, which is a language school I used to work for. It's located in Oxford Street, an excellent language school, by the way, everyone. And yeah, so I do have a lot of experience. However, when the pandemic hit, Obviously, I had to start working from home like most English teachers, and I decided to go independent. And I had this idea because I had already been using Tabletop Simulator for a long time, maybe 5-6 years. So I decided to create a course that would help English learners to get into this hobby, but also give them a lot of opportunities to practice English in a rather unique way, I would say. So, yeah.
Yeah, so two things about Tabletop Simulator. It's kind of cool because you can pick virtual pieces on the board as if
virtual what?
Pieces.
Very good. I'm just making sure you are pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, all good.
Yeah. And basically you can play the same games you are used to in the physical versions, and they're exactly the same. So it's kind of crazy, and you have to get used to it at the first time because the feeling is very different. You have to move the table, rotate the things, and I felt really dizzy at the beginning, but at the end you get I felt really dizzy.
You are likely, I struggled with it. You are likely to survive this. Yeah, this is just Helen. Helen is different, everyone. Yeah. You might not actually feel dizzy and have all these symptoms when you play the game or when you play it first time, yeah. But admittedly, there is a bit of a learning curve, so it might take you, a few hours to get used to it, yeah. But by the time we do session 2, 3, you will be fine because the games I picked are also relatively simple. And as I said before, they promote conversation, communication. So I think it's.
And I personally really advocate to learn in a way that you enjoy. I have personally no need to learn English. I've learned it quite slowly, but I was absolutely in no hurry. But I've done it since I left school, at least in a way that was pleasant for me. And every time we talk about it, I say, no, I'm doing nothing for my English. And yet I raced from a level that was I don't know, something like A2 to something like C1 without even noticing it. And that's the cool way about having fun in what you're doing and making English a part of your daily life, daily routine. And you, at some point, I realized that English was handy to do some search on the internet, to do stuff I couldn't do in my native language, follow speakers in the native language don't rely on translation, and that was cool. Enjoy what you're doing.
I have a lot of respect for English learners who understand this, because it's really difficult with some English learners. You have no idea, because they have their own beliefs. There are a lot of myths around. No, maybe not here, like here in my garden, but you know what I mean. Like in the world, there are a lot of myths about English language or any language learning. People think that like that it should be done by studying from books and lists. You have to have long lists of vocabulary, but there are other ways to learn which are more enjoyable. So this is one of them, and I'm glad you survived session one of Learn English through board games, and hopefully it will only get better. So it's not just us playing games, but I've also prepared some exercises, and there's targeting.
And that's another cool part of it, is that it is what you're following what is called flipped class. So the lesson we learn it beforehand. We put in the effort to do the exercises by ourselves, and then we are available to you are available. We have time during the course to ask questions and not lose time with the useless explanations. And we can use your time as a teacher for make a better use of your time, and make it more interesting. And
you're absolutely right.
I really do like this concept of flipped classroom.
I didn't actually realize it. You are right. Yeah, Helen knows a lot about English teaching terminology without even being an English teacher. Yeah, flipped classroom, ladies and gentlemen. Helen is right. I don't always use it with my students, but I implemented this approach in this particular course. You're right. Because I've realized that when it comes to games, you do need that time to play those games. And it's not enough to have just 20 minutes for it, which could be the case if we just spend time doing exercises. That's why you're right. So I send an assignment before each session to my students, and there is a video and a few exercises they have to do. Then they come to the session where we may discuss some of the things that they did in that assignment, but more or less we don't spend much time on it. And then we move on to playing the game on Tabletop Simulator. So that is the idea. And yeah, so far so good. We have got, how many participants do we have? 6, right? 6.
Yeah. It's a cool group. Yeah,
it's a nice group. Yeah, there is a varied level of English, but it's okay because these levels are high levels. So B2, C1, it works pretty well. It works pretty well together, I would say.
Yeah,
we can all help each other out, and make it work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and everybody will. Sorry,
I said for sure.
Okay. Right. So, what do you want to talk about? We still have some time left, 5 minutes, and then we will move on to the feedback because today we might. Well, I always say that the lesson will be shorter, and it never is, because I like to go into details when it comes to discussing the feedback. But today I want to go running before it gets dark, because normally I run at night, but today I'm like, no, let's do it during the sunset. I want to see the sun for once. So,
You're
anything.
always in your hut.
Yeah, I'm in my den. I'm like a badger in my den all the
It's not
time.
very healthy.
Yeah, I'm a night owl as well, so I get less sunshine than normal people do, and then I go running in the middle of the night at midnight usually, which I find quite,
Mm,
what's the word for it? Quite soothing. It's a
mm.
unique experience. Like there's so much silence around. You have no idea. There are no cars on the streets. I I can't believe it. It's amazing. The only thing I occasionally see is some animals that, because I use a headlight, yeah. So they kind of look at me with their shiny, bright eyes, and this is the only thing I can only see the eyes. Usually it's some kind of a cat, and usually I scare them away as well. Yeah. So that's that. What about you, Helen? Are you a night owl
I
or an
don't
early
run.
bird?
Sorry.
Are you a night owl or an early bird?
I guess I'm a little bit like you. I'm a night owl. I
Well,
like to stay up
not a night
at
owl, but
night,
okay, Helen. But do you realize that
except that I don't run.
do you realize that an early bird catches the worm?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Oh,
But I'm not chicken.
oh, you are vegan, so I don't think vegans eat worms. You don't eat worms, right?
No. I guess that most meat eaters and omnivores around don't eat worms as well.
Hmm. I'm just making some notes about your English, and sometimes it's
About words I've mispronounced, yes, I'm
no.
used to
Sometimes
it.
it's interesting language as well. What did you say? Most omnivores
Don't eat worms
don't eat
as
worms.
well.
Mhm. Yep, you're right. I'm no expert, but okay. So, Helen,
Yeah.
shall we move on to the feedback section, or is there anything else you would like to talk about? Today, we kind of promoted the course, right? I didn't plan it. I was like, "What do we talk about?" And then I realized that we have just started this course, and so I was like, "We might as well ask Helen how it is going." And
And I'm looking forward to the next session, and
are you?
because I know beforehand we will be playing a very
We should
cool game.
we shouldn't be saying that. You have a special treatment, you know that, because I don't tell this to my to my participants, but you specifically asked me which game we are going to play. So you got special treatment from me. You've seen the
Wow.
game. So you have seen the game basically. You have seen the game, and you have.
But it's no surprise because on various podcasts you talked about this game and that you use it a lot in your classrooms, and that
Right.
is a game that people really enjoy, and one of the
You're
best
right.
according to you to learn English. It's absolutely no surprise that it's part of your course.
Yeah, it has to be. It is one of the best games to use for English teaching. As a teacher, like, I can't recommend this game enough. I should probably say the name now at this point. Let's do it. Not all participants watch these YouTube lives anyway, right? Let's do it. The game is called, drum roll,
Snake oil.
Snake Oil. Yeah, Snake Oil. Fantastic game. I really can't recommend it enough. Yeah, Snake Oil. Yeah, that will be fun. It's also a very simple game to play, and hopefully participants will like it.
Yeah, and quickly I would address the. So sometimes I talk with people that don't want to play because they want to be serious in their learning. When I was at school, I wasn't a good learner, but I've tried the serious method for 7 years, and it was just the most ineffective thing. I've probably learned some basis, but it was so much ineffective for me. And
so why was it so ineffective for you, in your opinion?
Because I had a lot of misconception about English learning, especially that it was so difficult, and I used it as an excuse for not making progress and not learning, not getting serious about anything. And then after 7 years, I've realized that English was not my second, but my third language.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to be raised as a bilingual child, not French English, but another language.
Which one?
And
is it top secret, or?
It was Polish.
Polish.
It was Polish, and I realized that I used the language without even knowing what the word grammar meant at the time when I was 2. And I say, yeah, when I was 18, so let's do the same with English. And I wasn't a child anymore. It took me some time, mainly because I was doing it alone and without any guidance. I was kind of lost, but I was more. I was stubborn, and I decided I would make it, and I've done it.
Yeah. Okay. And, yeah. No, this is true.
And I've decided, and I've just decided I would do it the lazy way, and.
Let's call it the fun way. The fun way.
Yeah.
The fun
and lazy way, and when you're having fun, you're getting back and back and back to it again and again, and at the end of the day, you're doing much more work than when you're doing. I will motivate myself to suffer for 1 hour instead of that. You do maybe 5 or 6 hours and enjoying it. And at the end of the day, you've done much more work.
This way, and it's psychological.
And you can mix it with some more academic learning, but you have to gain with it, of course. And I cannot stress it enough.
Because in your brain you are going, oh, it's a hobby. Oh, I like doing this. I want to do it again. So it's how our interests work. Yeah, whatever you like doing in your free time and is not work, it's your decision when you do it, and the more you enjoy it, the more you want to do it. So if you can kind of hack your brain when it comes to learning English, that's the way to do it, via your interest. I always say this to my students. So one of your interests could be playing games. Yeah, or I know you guys know
playing games.
It could also be football. I want to make a course as well at some point in the future, football course. I know you are not probably one of the people who will join it, Helen. Yeah?
Definitely not. Not on that front, Zdenek. Not on that.
You are not into football.
I'm not following you on that ground.
That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. But the point is, do something you guys enjoy. Yeah, and Yeah, that's it. Helen, it's time for us to do the feedback now. So can you see this?
Yeah, I can. Oh, it's a
Yeah, sorry about that. No,
kaleidoscopic effect.
I just wanted to change the view. Okay, here we go. You are sarcastic. You're being sarcastic. Yeah, or maybe I could write it like this. So we have already explained that. So if you are sarcastic, it's like a permanent quality, a permanent trait. If you are being sarcastic, that means you are behaving like that at the moment. I say
Yeah.
this. I could ask a question. Are you being sarcastic? Meaning, is what you are saying, is it meant to be sarcastic? Do I understand it clearly? Or is this actually what you are saying? Yeah. You could say, your your English through board games course is brilliant, Zdenek. And I could be like, oh, your tone is a bit strange. Are you being sarcastic or do you actually mean it? Yeah. Okay. Progressively, we will learn more specific vocabulary. Okay. I guess it's okay to use the word progressively. But I just wonder if there is another word we could use starting with G, Helen, which I think is more.
No, I know what you're thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Gradually.
think it's more common in this way. In this case, gradually we will learn more specific
Mm.
vocabulary. Gradually, like kind of step by
Mm.
step. Yeah, we could also say step by step, which is a good phrase. I also kind of like to use the phrase slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Yeah. All right, which all these have kind of similar meaning in this context. How do you pronounce this word, Helen?
Motivating.
Very good.
Mo.
You have corrected yourself very well. So motivating, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, there's O sound
Oh.
here. Motivating. This is the game we talked about before. I say it's a game. Helen thinks it's a platform, possibly, or sandbox game, whatever.
Sandbox.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. It's like a phrase which means what, Helen? When would I use this phrase?
When you say that Tabletop Simulator is a game, and I would say, I beg to differ, Zdenek, I think it's a sandbox.
So does it mean that you are saying it's that you are you saying you agree with me?
I'm saying that I disagree with you.
And which one do you think sounds stronger? I disagree with you, or I beg to differ?
I think it's maybe the same level, but it's more. I beg to differ is more not academic, but
Informal.
what's the word? More formal. More formal.
I wouldn't say it's very formal, actually. I wouldn't
But
say it's
more
very
formal. That I disagree.
Do you know what I would?
No.
I would go for. I beg to differ, as always. I beg to differ, Ellen. I would say it's more polite. I'd say if you say I disagree, I think it's kind of neutral. If you say I beg to differ, it may sound slightly more polite, but honestly, there might not be such a huge difference. Okay, but little bit more polite, in my opinion. Now, this is the moment of truth for you, Helen. How do you pronounce this word again?
Variety.
Very, very good. Very good. You see, it's easier when you do it in isolation, when you say it in isolation, but sometimes when you speak and you are in the middle of the conversation, you don't have that time to think about all these rules about stress and things. That's why it's sometimes useful to isolate it like that and look at.
And for this specific one, I have to remember that it's the same, exactly the same beginning as in French, the same pronunciation. Usually it's not, but for this one, it's the same. And maybe that's why it's disturbing for me.
Yeah, right.
This one is an exception. Variety.
The stress is on on the second syllable. Here we have the schwa sound, the variety,
the
is never stressed.
The variety. No, so it's not exactly the same. We don't have schwa in French.
No. So
variety.
You were talking about Tabletop Simulator and what you can see there. So, what's this? How do you pronounce this then?
Virtual pieces. Virtual.
Very good.
Virtual pieces.
Very good. Pieces. Long E. Pieces. Pieces. Yeah. Okay. Pieces. I personally advocate to learn in a way you enjoy.
No. Definitely not with two. What was I thinking about? I personally advocate learning in a way you enjoy.
Yeah. So we need a gerund. Yeah. You advocate doing something. Now, I like this word advocate, actually. Advocate. I'm going to check. I don't use it every day, so I'm just quickly going to check the stress. If it's, okay, advocate. Yeah, it is on the first syllable, but it's always good to double check, advocate,
Advocate.
You see, the reason it can be like that is because the first vowel is not it's not advocate, it's a. Advocate. If it were
advocate.
Schwa, it would have to be advocate. Well, it sounds terrible. So to advocate, as you guys can see, is to publicly support or suggest an idea, development, or way of doing something. It's quite, and here we have an example. She advocates taking a more long-term view. So this is quite an advanced vocabulary. It's a C2 level vocabulary. I would say it's quite formal and it could be quite academic, but I think it's not a problem to use it in the conversation sometimes. You might come across as smart if you do that. So it's a good word. What is the pronunciation of this word, Helen?
Pleasant.
No.
Pleasant?
So you are confused because we have the word please. We have the word please.
Please.
Right? Please, which can be a verb, right? You can please someone, but please do this for me, please. However, this one
pleasant.
Yeah. So you have to be careful. This is confusing because we think that that's gonna follow the same pattern, but it's not. How about this?
Native.
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 Native. Very good. I don't know what you were saying, but you said to make
I was talking about fifth class and doing the work, learning the lesson beforehand, before the live lesson, before the lesson, the time with the teacher, and saving teacher time for questions about the lesson is making a better use of a teacher time.
I don't know if you said a better use, but it has to be without a. I sometimes make this mistake.
Better use?
No, I sometimes say a better use. The thing is, like, this is an uncountable noun here. But I also want to. I can't remember what you said. If you said a better use or better use, but it should be without a. Anyway, I also want to have a look at the pronunciation of this word here. How is it pronounced?
As a verb.
No. Okay, so the question is it?
It's use. It's use. Use.
Is
use.
it z or is it s? Which one is it?
In this case, it's a verb, so it's z. Z. Better use.
Why do you think it's a verb here?
It's not a verb. If it's not a verb, it's use. It's use. It's use.
It's not. Use. Yeah. So if it's a verb, Helen is right. It's use. Yeah. Use. Okay. However, it can't be a verb here. The verb is make. Yeah. You make something. So it's a noun. It's a noun in a position of. It's like a noun phrase here, right? Which functions as an object.
Used.
So if you use the word use as a noun, I believe the pronunciation is different, but let's check it. The pronunciation is with s, as in use. Yeah, you can see it here, guys. Yeah, use, use, use. It's also a little bit shorter. The vowel gets a little shortened. It's not so with z, it's use, to use something, and with as a noun, it's shorter. Use, use, use. Yeah. Also usage. The word usage
Mhm.
is the that's not the correct spelling. Usage. Yeah. You see, it's also with a lot of people make this mistake and then say usage. It's not. It's usage.
Mhm.
All right. Very good. Um, this one. What do you actually call this kind of phrase, Helen? It's like an
Mhm.
idiom, but it has a specific
It's
name.
a proverb, isn't it? A
I think so.
proverb?
It's a proverb. Yeah. Uh, quickly checking the pronunciation. Proverb. Proverb. Yeah. Proverb.
Proverb.
Mhm. It's a proverb. You're right. It's a proverb. An early bird catches the. How do you pronounce this word as well? The last one.
Worm? Worm?
Very good. Very good. Worm. Yeah. So the sound is long. Worm. Like first,
Worm?
girl, turn, learn,
Not
word.
worm?
Not
You
warm,
don't
because some
pronounce it
people.
worm?
Yeah, some people accidentally say
Pronounce
warm. Yeah, look at this.
worm.
Warm and worm. Yeah, these two words are often confused. Warm, if it means it's not cold, right? It's warm.
Worm.
And worm, worm.
Worm.
Yeah. I like the word omnivores. So what's who is an what's an omnivore, Helen?
Someone that eats a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So you eat meat, but you also eat plants. Uh, if you eat only meat, you are.
A carnivore, but humans. uh, I haven't met many people, many humans that feed themselves exclusively with meat.
That's right, but we have some animals who do that, right?
Yeah, but not humans.
Not humans. Yeah, you're right. But then there is also a vegetarian version of this, and that's what do you call the animals that only eat plants?
Herbivores.
Herbivore. So these are quite useful words, guys, if you study biology. Yeah, herbivore. It's not correct, is it? Herbivore. Oh my god, herbivores. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got it
better.
right. Yeah, much better. Right. So herbivores. I mean, some rodents, right? Like mice or mice. Are mice carnivores or herbivores? A rabbit is definitely a herbivore, right? A rabbit. It's a herbivore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But mice sometimes eat meat, don't they?
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we are not here to teach you biology by any stretch, by any means, right? By any means, we are not doing this. So I've probably learned some. I've noticed, Helen, twice that you use this word
Basis.
basis. I think there is a better word that you mean. I think there's a different word that you mean. I think you mean
Mm,
basics. Basics. I think you mean. I mean
probably,
the word basis also exists. Yeah,
but
but
it's used in a different way.
yeah, basis
To
is
have some. I've acquired some
basis. Yeah.
base.
Uh, the point is, like, you can see the definition here. The most important facts. I think it's a more formal, more academic word, whereas with basics, it's just used with the word learn. So you learn some basics. I believe we can
Mm,
check it here in this dictionary called Scale. that you like so much, to learn the basics. I think we also say the basics. I believe, Well, let's see if I'm right. You never know. To learn the basics, yeah. As you can see, there are a lot of examples here, which proves my point. But do we say to learn the basis? There might be some examples as well, but I think that there are going to be less. Oh, not many, zero. We have found literally 6 examples in the entire internet.
But I've said some basis.
But it's used in a phrase like this, to learn the basis of those beliefs, right? So it's different. Yeah,
But
so definitely
when there is so few examples, it's more likely wrong.
Yeah. So you want to start using the word basics.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've learned some basics.
Okay, and the last thing we will look at is the pronunciation of this word.
Stubborn.
Stubborn. So I think you said born, stubborn or something. Stubborn. It should be stubborn. I think the last. I'm gonna check it again, but I think the last vowel sound is yeah, it's right. The schwa sound, yeah, stubborn, like this. Look, stubborn. Yeah, and be careful about the spelling as well. It's double B. All right. Sorry about all this. How do I switch this off? What a disaster. Oh, here we are. So, and that will be it. There's still some light outside, so I want to be able to make it, to be able to come back during daytime. We'll see if I manage that. I don't know. I might need a headlight. I might. You know what? Let's not take it. Let's take a risk. See what happens. If I can't see any, if there is no live lesson next week, guys, you know what probably happened to me. I tripped.
You would have been eaten by a wild animal.
Yeah, I tripped in the middle of wood or forest, and then and then a carnivore ate me. Okay, that's probably the likely story here. So, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget that you can join the Achievers Chamber Discord group. It's a subscription-based group. The price is not that high because I want people to be able to afford it. And then there is the course that's more expensive. But if you're interested, ask me about the price or find the details on Teach Zdenek. What's the website? teachzdenek.com. Yeah.
Yeah, and both things are cool. Honestly, both things are cool.
Well, you are there. You are always there. So how can it not be cool?
Yeah, maybe it's not so cool because I'm there. So
it depends on the way you look at it, I guess. All right, guys. Take care, everyone.
Well, if you try to ignore me, it'd still be cool.
Yeah. And even if you don't want to join for whatever reason, I don't know why you would ever do that, but it's okay. It's your decision. Even if you don't want to join and you enjoyed this lesson, please give us a thumbs up. It does help the channel. All right. Bye, and bye, Helen.
Bye, Zdenek. Bye, you.